Drones, 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 drones. Okay, look, that's what it's like in New Jersey right now, and over a lot of places in the United States. Hey, I'm your buddy Moo Juice Magic. There are drones all over the damn place. Now we're hearing about them in Oregon. The government says they don't know what they are, that they're not ours. That local law enforcement is investigating, which is probably the stupidest thing the government can say in response to something like this, where it's nationwide, it's over military bases. One of them flew into a fucking hangar on a military base, flew out of the hangar, or attempted to fly into the hangar and back out of the hangar and go back away. Things are going weird here. You would think that the Pentagon would be a little more invested if we have drones flying into our military installations or nuclear power plants, which they are. Well, a fellow from an aerospace company has come out now, and he's made a TikTok of his assessment. Now, I haven't listened to it. I want to see what he has to say, and I want you to join me on this journey into malfeasance. Let's go!
Hey everyone, my name is John Ferguson. I'm the CEO of Saxon Aerospace here in Wichita, Kansas. I'm not normally a TikTok kind of a guy. I like watching this stuff every once in a while. But I'm a manufacturer of unmanned aircraft, military grade unmanned aircraft, as you can see dope. One of my systems here. There's all of these mysterious drones going on off the East Coast, and as a professional, as a subject matter expert, I wanted to give you all my opinion on what I think could be going on with these drones. I don't particularly believe that these have a nefarious intent. I could be wrong, but I want to give you the truth and what I believe. It's my own opinion, and I've not bounced this off of anybody, so, you know, if you think it's bullshit, whatever, that's cool. You know, I don't want to spread misinformation, as we know that there's a lot of that going around. But anyway, back in the 1980s, Ronald Reagan had dismantled the nuclear program, and there were, with Russia, there were countless nuclear missiles that were disarmed and disposed of. Well, there were over 80, I believe. There were over 80 nuclear warheads that were in Ukraine that came up missing. Okay, we don't know where they are. Maybe somebody does, but nobody really knows where these are. And I speak with some pretty high-level government officials on this stuff, and it seems as though that is the case.
Someone knows where they are. Guarantee that.
So, I spoke to a gentleman a few months ago who was trying to raise an alarm to the highest levels of our government, which they had their ears closed, about this one particular nuclear warhead that he physically put his hands on. He physically touched this warhead that was left over from Ukraine. And he knew that that thing was headed towards the United States. Okay? That is a very serious deal. And everyone knows that the United States government, this administration, is pushing to get into a war with Russia. We all know that. We all feel it. We all see it. Okay? Well, back up a few years. Do y'all remember when those drones were mysteriously flying across the Interstate 70 corridor from Colorado up into Nebraska, down here into Kansas, and out into Missouri? Well, it was believed that those drones were looking for radioactive material because there had been some material that come up missing here in the United States, and they felt like it was high probability that the nuclear or the radioactive material would be taken along the Interstate 70 corridor heading east or west or south. So from what we understand, they were out there trying to find this radioactive material. Now, drones, they have no reason to be in the air at night unless you're doing some type of ISR work, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, looking for bad guys, or looking for a victim, a search and rescue victim, or law enforcement, or some type of military project, right? There's no reason for a drone to be flying at night.
I think he means over civilian airspace.
Okay. because they don't see shit. So, unless you have thermal optics, drones really don't see stuff. You need to do mapping during the day. If you're going to do farming stuff, you mostly do it during the day. The only reason why you would ever fly an aircraft, an unmanned aircraft at night, is if you're looking for something, whether it be a person or trying to smell gas. We have methane gas detection systems that can detect gas leaks in pipelines. You really wouldn't use thermal optics for trying to find gas leaks, just simply because the only way you're actually going to find a gas leak with thermal optics is if the gas leak is aggressive enough that it has a difference in temperature. Because thermal imaging, it creates a digital image based off of the temperature variance. So whatever is different in temperature, it creates an image. Usually gas leaks so slow that it goes quickly into ambient, before you can even see it. So we have special sensors that can detect gas leaks. We also have special sensors that can detect radioactive material. So
Makes sense.
with this gentleman that I had spoken with, who was trying to raise the alarm to try to get somebody in the government to say, hey, we need to work together to go try to find this nuclear warhead, none of that ever happened. They knew that warhead was on its way to the United States.
Where this is going.
That's all that ever came of it. Nothing ever happened. This government did not do anything at all to help this gentleman raise the alarm and raise awareness that there is a very deadly weapon on its way to the United States. It's out there. Nobody knows where it's at now. It left Europe. Now it's gone. So my guess, my own guess, is that these drones are not nefarious in intent. If they are, they are, but I doubt it. But if they are drones, the only reason why they would be flying and flying that low is because they're trying to smell something on the ground.
Oh.
That's it. There's no other reason for a drone to be flying in the air other than to piss a bunch of people off at night. That's it. So, my belief is they're trying to smell something on the ground. Gas leaks, radioactive material, whatever. So, and do I think that they're coming up out of the ocean? No, I don't think so. Drones that are multi-copter type drones, not the fixed wing aircraft that look like regular airplanes, but the multi-copters, they only have so much battery life. They have hybrid versions that are gas powered with electric, but those can still only fly for a short period of time. There's no way in hell that any drone is going to go miles off the coast as a multi-copter and fly into the interior of the United States and do a bunch of work and then turn around and fly back. It's just physics will not allow that to happen. So these drones, I believe, are launched from a location that nobody knows, but I do believe that they're flying low enough that they're just trying to sniff the ground and try to find something. So again, I hate to be a pessimist or a guy that thinks directly to the negative. However,
Well,
I know as a professional, I mean, we build professional stuff for the military. I believe that they're actually out there trying to smell something that's very important. So anyway, let me know what you think of this video. I'm not trying to gaslight. I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just trying to let people know that this is a serious deal. It's only serious for what the potential could be.
Talk about the sum of all
for what the
fears,
potential
bro.
is. There's a lot of them out there. They're flying all over. They're flying low. They're flying at night. There's no reason for it other than to smell something. So anyway, God bless. I hope you all have a wonderful Merry Christmas. And
With that, Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Whew, okay. So to break down what I think what he's getting at, where he's going with that, one of two things here. He brings up the nuke, obviously, because that's what he's hinting at, that's what they're looking for. The options here are the U.S. government brought that nuke from Ukraine and stashed it here somewhere and forgot where the fuck they put it. And hence they're using the drones to try to figure out where it went before they get in trouble for it, before the next administration takes over for whatever reason, which makes not a lot of sense. Another option is that the Russians or Ukrainians smuggled the nuclear bomb into the nuclear warhead into the United States, which would be very difficult to do, but not impossible. And now there's just a warhead sitting around, a weaponized bomb, nuclear bomb, sitting on U.S. soil, just waiting to be activated. Would be the other possibility there, I think. And maybe there's another one, but those are the two that make the most sense if you're going to go with the nuclear weapon theory, the nuclear warhead theory. At least in my mind. Let me know what you think, please, in the comments. A couple things, though. When he mentioned the drones not operating at nighttime, to clarify, he meant over civilian territory. I'm 100% sure of that, because our drones absolutely have thermal vision, have night vision. They do night missions, I'm sure of that. So, if you can clarify, let me know in the comments how inaccurate or accurate that statement is, or if you agree with my thought that that's what he meant. But yeah, I don't know enough about this guy's company. I just know it popped up, and that's who he says he is. It does bring in some interesting thoughts that's what they'd be looking for. It would also explain why the government doesn't want to tell us that it's our drones looking for it, because if they're looking for a possible nuclear weapon, so if it's the worst case scenario, which is that Russia has a nuclear device here that they can use, or Ukraine has a nuclear device they can use if they decide that we're not helping them enough, either one of those is a possibility. I don't think Zelensky would risk doing that, though, because he's very rich off American money right now, and we just keep giving him more, so fucking why would he stop? I mean, that would make sense that they would be looking for it and not wanting to play their hand in knowing we have the intelligence to know that it's here, that it's active, and that it's a threat, and that it could be used against us. We wouldn't want Russia or Ukraine knowing we know about it, because we'd want to get in, seize it, disarm it, and maybe put it in their capital without them knowing. And then when they hit the button, turn it back on. You know what I mean? So that's how I would do it. If I'm in war and I found out someone had planted a nuclear bomb on my soil that was active, I would actively, if I could remove it, carefully, I would remove it, reprogram it, put it on their doorstep and never tell them about it, and keep the intel to a very minimum. And that way, when they activate the bomb, it just blows themselves up. That would be an intelligent way to do, a very difficult way to do things. I know I'm making it sound easier than it is, but chess, not checkers. You got these groups of people that are paid to think this way and to do all this shit. You'd think that this would be something they'd think of. Or maybe we just negligently took it back and misplaced the fucking thing, which would be absolutely possible. Not even kind of a weird thought or concept for us to have done something stupid like that. Believe it or not. As weird as it sounds, like, we wouldn't just misplace a thermonuclear weapon, right? Bureaucracy's a bitch, folks. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below this kind of spooky stuff. I like how he ends it on a happy note with "Have a Merry Christmas," and we may end a nuclear winter for you. Anyway, what do you guys think? Is he on point? Do you think he's got a good understanding of what he's talking about here with this? Do you think he's just worst case scenarioing it? Read too many Tom Clancy novels? I don't know what I think about it. I don't know. After hearing that, I might be changing my mind about the Chinese drone theory. I don't agree that they can't come off a boat and come to the shore. I don't think that they're specifically what he thinks. We haven't taken one, and no one's captured one of these fucking drones as far as I know, which is insane. It's insane. People shoot things out of the sky all the time. How has no one shot one of these drones down when it's not that far off the fucking ground? They were taking pot shots at the Chinese weather balloon, bro. Why aren't we shooting at these things? That's the other question. I would. I would. Absolutely would. I would shoot one down. 100%. They haven't told me it's ours. They haven't told me it's not ours. If they're hiding it, then they're going to find out. I don't care if it's flying over my head. There's reports of these things following people. And Like people that are like FBI agents that are sent to investigate it, these drones are following them. So I don't know if this guy's accurate. There's a report of the drone that went into the bunker, or into the silo, Jesus, the hangar. My brain isn't working yet. Sorry. It goes into the military hangar and comes back out, or tries to get in the military hangar. They're over bases. That would explain why they're over power plants, nuclear power plants, though. It would explain why that's where they would head up and end up, and over certain military installations. And then you really wouldn't want our enemies knowing that that's what we're looking for, because then they would know where our nuclear bombs were. Because we still have nuclear missiles. We did not disarm as many nuclear missiles as we say we did. I guarantee you that. If there's one thing I remember about Ronald Reagan, for those of you who are from, Southern California. Anyway, he wouldn't just play his hand that way. I don't believe. In his own words, Dovier ne provier. Trust but verify. And we didn't verify that much. Guarantee it. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. If you liked the video, please like it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. We're growing as a channel. We'd like to take you this journey with you, hand in hand, as we frolic over the fields of psychosis. I'm going to go and... I don't know. I need to do Christmas shopping. All right. Mood Juice Magic, and I love you in the face. See you next time.